During the lifetime of the Prophet Muhammad, peace and the blessing of Allah be upon him, there was a blind person whose name is Abdullah ibn Maktoum. Abdullah ibn Maktoum went to the Prophet Muhammad, peace and the blessing of Allah be upon him, and requested him, saying that, could you please allow me so that I could pray at my home, because as you see, I am a blind person. Nobody could hold my hand, leading me from my house to the mosque. I think you can see the distance from my house to the mosque. And in the same time, he was aged person, so the Prophet allowed him and said, go and pray in your home. So when he turned going back home, the Prophet called him again and asked him one question, saying that, do you hear the sound when somebody calls for prayer? When adhan takes prayer, it takes place for prayer, do you hear the sound? So Ibn Maktoum say, oh Rasulullah, I do hear the sound. So the Prophet said to him that since you hear the sound when somebody calls for prayer, you need to come and attend the congregation prayer in the mosque 5 times a day. So here we learn more things. First of all, this man was aged, he was about 50, 60 years old, and he was blind. The distance from his house to the mosque, he was not enough health. Nobody could hold his hand to take him to the mosque. But the Prophet Muhammad, peace and the blessing of Allah be upon him, requested him, no matter whether he was in that situation, but he requested him to come and attend the congregation 5 times a day in the mosque. You understand, brothers and sisters? And the amazing thing is that this man, despite that the Prophet didn't allow him to pray in his home, he never dared to say anything, but only thing that he said to the Prophet Muhammad, he said, I obey what you say to me. But now the question is, you need to take a look at yourself, how old you are. You're only 15 years old, you're 20 years old, you're 40, let me say you're 50 years old, but your health, you're strong, you have 2 eyes, you can walk. There's no long distance between you and the mosque, you understand? When the adhan takes place, you hear the sound, you understand what I'm saying? There's no an excuse that you can give or telling people that I don't hear the sound. You have your watch, you can set your alarm, and you know the time of prayer, you understand? So there's no any excuse that makes you not attend the congregation prayer in the mosque 5 times a day. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and the blessing of Allah be upon him, said that anyone who misses a single prayer is just like missing all his entire family. When we say missing your whole entire family, doesn't mean that your family has lost, so you just need to look for them. Meaning of missing your family is dying. So when you miss a single prayer, it's just like missing your entire family. During the lifetime of the Prophet Muhammad, if anybody could not attend the prayer, when people could see him, could say to him, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. You understand what I'm saying, brothers? So we need to understand the value, the superiority, the importance, the magnificence of attending prayer in the mosque. When the Prophet Muhammad asked his followers, saying that do you believe that dirty can remain on a person bathing 5 times a day in a stream running in front of his door? This is a wonderful question the Prophet asked them. Do you believe that a person, do you believe that dirty can remain on a person bathing 5 times a day in a stream running in front of his door? This question means, for the example, if you have a swimming pool at your home, you get shower every day 5 times a day, do you expect something like dirty to remain on your body? This is the question the Prophet asked his followers. And all of them say that no dirty can remain on his body. So the prophet said that is very wonderful an example of anybody who goes and attends 5 times, attends prayer 5 times a day in the mosque. You understand? God washes all of his entire body from sin because of attending prayer in the mosque. You understand, brothers and sisters? The other thing is that the prophet said that every step that you take from your home, and the more you have a long distance from your home to the mosque, the more you get benefit, you get reward and grant, and a grant from Allah. The prophet said that each step that you take from your home after performing ablution, each step that you take, the first step is forgiveness from Allah. The next step is God grants you. You understand? So just count from your house. How many steps do you take? So a half of your steps will be forgiveness from Allah, and a half of your steps will be granting blessing from Allah, having grace and mercy upon you from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is all I wanted to tell you today, or reminding one another. Thank you so much.